stand by to launch FanStream Sports.
3, 2, 1. Let's start.
Hello, sports fans.
Welcome to FanStream Sports. Nothing but pure sports. This is the JP Show.
JP, it is so good to hear you back on the air.
Stand by.
Now, here's JP.
Oh, don't do this. Oh, no, you didn't.
Right center field. It's still going, and Counter has walked it off for the second straight day for the Baltimore Orioles. They score 4 runs in the bottom of the 13th and beat the Rays 9-7.
That's what you want to do? That's how you want to start off the show? Jackass.
I told you that's what I was doing. Do you not read your text messages?
I know. I'm playing it. It's a bit. It's a bit, Tim.
I know. I know. Everybody deserves that, though. All you guys, you Rays fans, deserve that. Getting a little bit too big in the head,
good luck.
all right?
Yeah, we've had some good luck this year. Things have really gone our way. It's so funny because people are like, oh, we suck now. Like, I told you they were going to be bad. I'm like, oh, okay, wait, hold on now. Hold on now. Anyway, that's how we're going to welcome you in off the holiday. What a great holiday weekend, man. I don't know. I needed some time away just to get away from stadium talk and everything else. And although it's important, it is it is what it is. But anyway, welcome into a Tuesday edition. I'll be calling it Monday all week long, I'm sure.
Yeah.
A Tuesday edition of the JP Peterson Show. Thank you guys so much for jumping in. Hope you had a great holiday weekend as we commemorate the greatest generation and so many that came before. They gave the ultimate sacrifice. I spent a lot of my weekend, Timmy, watching D-Day stuff. Band of Brothers. Yeah. Man, you don't, I'll take a moment here. We forget. You know, when I asked my stepchildren, hey, do you guys know about D-Day and World War II? And I'm watching this scene. It was like the opening scene of Band of Brothers where they're flying in the what were the old GC3s or whatever the hell they were, and they're
B-17s.
The B-17s and these things are just flying like trucks.
Yeah,
They're just flying trucks, and they're waiting to jump out, and they start getting the flak, and these bombers are going, or these parachute planes are going down right and left, and just explosions everywhere, and guys are getting cooked inside these before they can ever jump, and they're jumping out and they're getting hit by planes. It's mass chaos. It's just mass chaos. It's dark. Clouds, no moonlight, no anything. Nobody can see shit except fireballs. And then they're dropping all over France, and nobody knows where they are. It's just crazy stuff. And then the D-Day, the opening scene of Saving Private Ryan is just pure carnage, And you remember, like what these guys went through. And these were like 18, 19, 20-year-old kids.
These are children.
I'm trying to explain to my stepchildren. I was like, can you imagine, like my son Cullen or Shay or, the younger people just, we're going to send you. And then I was watching some stuff on the invasion of Saipan.
Mm-hmm. Just
brutal hand-to-hand combat fighting with the Japanese. Like these were kids. Like we get mad that the air conditioning went out. They're sitting asleep, trying to sleep while the enemy is lurking around. It's 150 degrees. There's gnats and bugs everywhere. And it's just what these people went through. And we get, what we complain about is just ridiculous. For one day a year, let's really remember what freedom is all about and why we have this freedom. Because it's fleeting right now. I can tell you that. It's really fleeting.
I'll throw something at you, JP, that I didn't find out or I've never heard until this year. Apparently, the term Happy Memorial Day is offensive to some.
Well, it should be.
I just never thought of it that way.
Yeah.
When I say Happy Memorial Day, I'm not saying, and I don't even know that I've ever said it.
Don't ever.
I just think that, you're saying I think when someone says that, they're obviously not happy about what the day is about. Right. I just think they're celebrating along with everybody else in remembrance, right? We're just saying, hey, we know what today is. We're acknowledging it, right?
Right.
Clearly, someone's not happy about what happened, about what we're remembering. But I just that was interesting to me, and I don't think I've ever said that before, but that kind of caught me. I haven't heard that before. That would be offensive.
Yeah, it's just in this time we live in, we're not in a war like World War II, but we're in a culture war. Yeah. We're in a culture war for American values, and for all of that these men went through, and women, mostly men, went through. We have to remember that and understand that we are in a war right now. It's a very different war. It's an economic war. Yeah. What the Chinese have done to our culture and the way they've appropriated our intellectual property and other things that they've done. They've poisoning our food and all kinds of crazy shit that's been going on. That's the war. That's the war. And it's been decades long, trying to erode American values that once made us a very, very strong nation, but now have us incredibly divided. And that was always their plan. Divide from within. A house divided cannot stand. That is one of the great quotes from Abraham Lincoln. Yeah. A house divided cannot stand. We are now very much a house divided. And that's all by media propaganda. I'm not going to go into all this, but that's what's going on. And we have to figure out how to pull it together based on old traditional American values. No, I'm not talking about slavery. I'm talking about fixing things that were wrong, and we fixed most of them. And then, the 80s and 90s, we came together. People were talking to me the other day. We were talking about, was in terms of the racial divide. Did it used to be this bad? No, it wasn't. It wasn't. Not until the aughts, where there was a media campaign to remind us all of the sins of the past, constantly, trying to erase our history in some ways, some of our great history. And this is all by design to divide us. And we have to fight back. My point is, these guys fought on the beaches. Can we not at least fight back and have, stand up, have your voice heard? Don't be shouted down because you believe in certain things. And and stand up and say it. And don't be afraid. Don't be afraid, because people will come at you. They'll come at you. Trust me, I know. But don't be afraid to stand up for what you believe in. And when you see stuff that's wrong, say it. Don't be afraid. Yes, people are going to call you out. Stand up. And remember what these guys did for you, and ladies. Remember what they did for you. Go back and watch the movies. Go back and watch the colorized version of World War II. And some of the stuff I watched this weekend, I was like, God, man, some of the stuff that these guys went through in the Pacific Theater, the island hopping, just the most brutal warfare ever. And that's, why we had to drop the atomic bomb. Because had we invaded Japan and continued, millions of Americans would have died in that. Millions. The way the Japanese fought to the death. They would not surrender, ever.
No, and it's commonly maintained that had the bombs not been dropped on Japan, there was an impending West Coast invasion coming.
Yeah.
Like it was happening. And drastic measures needed to be taken. So
yeah. And even that's now being spun,
Of course. Well, yeah. How many years later now? 80 years later, it's being shocking.
Well, and war sucks. War fucking sucks. It's the worst of the human condition. The most brutal. And we got to avoid that at all cost.
Yeah.
We got to be smarter. But
sometimes it's necessary, unfortunately.
Sometimes it is. Absolutely. There are a lot of bad actors in this world, and sometimes you got to take them out. And that's exactly what we're trying to do with Iran. And It gets messy sometimes and it sucks, but there ain't no doubt about it. Those people with a nuclear weapon are going to use it.
Yeah.
And they can't have it.
They didn't put all that. They didn't put all that time and money into developing it so they could sit there and look at it.
Yeah.
I promise you that.
That's proven. So I didn't want to get into politics, and this really isn't politics. It's more about sacrifice and Memorial Day, and we're losing our country. And if we don't stand up now, and this is not R or D. In fact, I'd throw them all out if I could.
Yeah, every damn one of them.
Now there's a few good ones, but they're few and far between. And that's, our system has gotten to the point now where we can't do anything for the people. We can't do anything for the people because if the Democrats pass a law that's really good and it really helps people, then the Republicans come in when they get in power and undo it.
Yeah.
And because the Dems will do the same thing. The Democrats will pass shit or be obstructionist about, doesn't matter how good it is. We're going to say, no, we can't have it because they want the Republicans to do anything that's good for the people because then they get the credit and they stay in power. It's all about power. It's not about fixing. It's like two people arguing over fixing your car, and nobody wants the other one to get the credit for fixing the car, so they keep sabotaging what the other one's doing, and the car never gets fixed. And we're the ones who fucking suffer.
And the owner of the car suffers.
Yes, we're the ones who suffer. We can't get anything done that helps us because we're so stuck in this partisan bullshit. And I don't know how we get out of it, quite frankly.
Didn't used to be this way.
Yeah, I mean, I wish someone would come forward with a credible third party and throw all the bums out and get term limits. For God's sakes, let's get term limits. Limit what the there's so much corruption going on. And they don't fix it because they're both doing it. It's self-fulfilling. It's bullshit. And it needs
JP,
to change.
I can remember 1981 when the assassination attempt happened to Reagan. The first assassination attempt on Reagan, right after he took office. And look, Reagan was a Democrat who turned Republican.
Yeah,
in his California,
my favorite president of all time.
Yeah, mine are right there with you. Mine too. And he joked a lot about the Democrats.
Yeah, he did.
And he joked a lot about being a former Democrat, and he made fun of them. But it wasn't the hateful stuff that we hear now. When Reagan's first appearance back at Congress after his assassination attempt, everyone stand up and applauded and cheered.
Everyone.
Even the Democrats.
Yep. They wouldn't do that now.
Now we have an assassination attempt, multiple assassination attempts on a sitting president.
And they cheer him on.
And they cheer the assassination attempts publicly on social media and in Congress.
Yeah.
Can you imagine Donald Trump walking into the Senate right now, or the joint Congress, and Democrats clapping and cheering for him?
No.
For anything.
No.
Well, and that's how this thing's turned, man. That's how this thing's turned. And I don't understand it.
Yeah, it's disgusting. All right. Well, I didn't want to start that way. So let's get.
All right, that's the show for today. We'll see you tomorrow.
But you know what? Sometimes, as you guys know, I don't hold back. And sometimes I say things I probably shouldn't, but they come from the heart and they come from a good place. I just want everybody to get along. I want peace. I want security. I want prosperity for all. That's what we all want, the same things. We all want them. We just have different ways of thinking it's going to happen. But right now, what needs to happen, and I think this is across the board. I think 90% of Americans would agree that our federal government is absolutely broken. It's horribly broken, and it needs to be completely revamped. Not the Constitution, not the Constitution. I'm talking about the people that are running it. We need to get back to the Constitution is what we need to do, and be more absolute about it. And that's the way we've survived for 250 years. And now people want to go change the Constitution. That's not what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I'm talking about throwing the bums out that are not, or that are corrupt and are spitting on the Constitution. And the partisanship just is brutal. It's brutal. And we got to be better. All right, let's move on to a Rays game that was
Comical.
I was doing other stuff. We were running around Disney yesterday with the kids and having a great old time. So I was trying to stay off my phone as much as I could, but I'm like, look, I'm peeking at the score and I'm like, what the fuck is going on here in extra innings? Holy shit. Like, this is a nothing game forever.
Yeah.
And then it just went crazy in the extra innings. And listen, this was probably this reminded me of the beginning of the season, how sloppy the Rays played defensively. They had multiple chances to win this game, a season high 4 errors, and probably 6 more mental errors that weren't actual errors to win this game. And then I thought Cash was, with guys warming up, he just stayed with Jesse Schultz, who was awful, just terrible. Like, I don't know what we were waiting for. I mean, clearly the guy couldn't get it out and gives up 5 runs and you're done late. But I mean, first and foremost, we're not panicking here. I mean, it's baseball, man. And what the Rays have been doing is the crazy part. We've looked at all the numbers, the series wins, against the AL East, and all these crazy numbers that they've been putting up. There was no way they're ever going to sustain that. No way. But at the same point, you got to look at this as an individual game and just go, man, that was bad. That was really bad. It's just a lot of sloppy baseball everywhere. Now, a lot of big hits and a lot of great plays. I mean, it was when I went back and watched it, I was like, holy shit, what a game. Incredible to watch, very entertaining, and the Rays are extremely entertaining. But kind of going through this game by game, I mean, Caminero had a lot of opportunities to get some runs and just did not have a good day. Thought he was expanding a little bit and just trying to do too much, and it kind of got him. Aranda with another big day gets a home run in the 6th to get him going. In the 7th, Simpson gets the double, and Simpson had a lot of good at-bats this weekend, a lot of really good at-bats. Defensively, he's still a work in progress.
Had an error yesterday.
Yeah. Throwing error and a mental error.
Cost
that was a mental error. Yeah, I mean, go back on Sunday when Caminero runs into an out at third base when the winning, what probably would have been the winning run scoring, again, mental error. He can't do that. And then Judge hits the walk-off 2-run homer, the fucking weakest walk-off in history.
Jesus Christ. Rays had 2.
Yeah.
They had 2 throwing errors by outfielders yesterday that cost them runs.
Yeah, they did. But going back to Sunday, that home run to Judge it. Did you see that? It would only a home run in Yankee Stadium off the handle, like just this weak ass. Well, whatever.
Effing Yankee Stadium.
Yeah. But anyway, so going back to this game, Caminero strikes out in the 7th, leaves it on, and then they give up 2 runs where sloppy play again. Simpson has an error, and he's going for a ball, and then he's going to catch the ball, and at the last minute he looks up and sees Mullins, who's letting him go after it, and it falls. And if he just goes all out, he's still getting used to playing outfield. What are you laughing at?
It was just funny to watch.
Yeah, it was. I thought you saw somebody comment on something. So that was bad. And they get to 2 runs, and then Palacios, who's had big at-bat after big at-bat and played at Towson State just up the road from Baltimore, gets the big hit there to tie it up at 2 in the 8th after Yandy had kind of a weird triple there that he thought he hit the ball out and didn't really run. And anyway, so then they tie it up. Bases loaded in the 10th, and Mullins hits a freaking seed line drive right at Pete Alonso. So they don't get any in the 10th, but they get out of it. And then in the with Seymour, I thought pitched really, really well. He comes in the 10th, gets a strikeout and a fly out to get at to hold them to no runs. And then the 11th, Victor Mesa Jr. just coming up with his first hit as a Ray is a freaking 2-run bomb. Yeah. So you get the 2 runs there, and then this was where it really got sloppy in the bottom of the 11th. Alonso singles off to left. I think that went off Cammy's glove. I mean, tough, hot shot, but a good defensive play there gets you out of it.
Yep.
And they were just not making plays where like they normally have made them. And then Alonso scores on the Jackson single. Oh, that was off of Cammy's glove. But instead of throwing the ball to second base because you got a 2-run lead, you got to keep Alonso on first base. He's the winning run. The other run doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
Now I know it was an opportunity for him to throw somebody out. Rushman's running. You got a good chance to get him, but you just can't do it. And I know Simpson's thinking, I got a shitty arm. I can finally throw somebody out. I can be a hero. But you can't do that. You got to make the smart play and throw it to second. Keep Alonso on first base. So what happens? Alonso scores on the single because you can't throw him out from short left field. So there's a debacle in the 11th. They get 2 runs. In the 12th, Aranda gets a sac fly. And then then there's another crazy play. Aranda, runner on third. Aranda makes this unbelievable play at first, throws home to Fortes, who applies the tag. He's called out, and they challenge it. And you go look at it, and I think they got it right. I think he's got his hand in there. Now, tough play for Fortes, who got hurt on the play.
Yeah.
But it couldn't come out of the game because he was the last catcher we had. So then we go to the 13th inning, and Palacios bunts to get on first and third. Mullen gets the RBI and a sac fly. So they go up 2 again. And in the bottom of the 13th, it just all falls apart. Schulten stays on the mound far too long. Leotis gets a double, makes it 7-6. Then Holiday gets a sacrifice fly, and then Colton Hauser goes deep with a 2-run bomb, and they lose the game 9-7. I mean, what a crazy freaking game. A crazy 2 days. They get walked off 2 days in a row. I think there were some questionable managing decisions with leaving Schulten's in. I think there was a lot of sloppy baseball. But this is what you get, right? This is baseball. And this is not a team full of veteran players that are going to make the right play every single time, as we see. They've got a lot of injuries now. They've got, their 5th and 6th outfielders that they're calling up. Guys are not making plays the way they should. But they're fighting. They're fighting, and they're not giving up, and they're playing their ass off. And you're just going to lose some of these games. It's just the way baseball goes. So I'm in no way panicking. I mean, I see a lot of good plays. They just got to clean up their stuff. Just clean it up. Get back to playing good, solid baseball. You're going to be fine. But I'd like to see that tonight as they got Griffin Jackson going against our good friend Shane Boz. So I can say this. Every time the Rays play, it's going to be entertaining. It's going to be entertaining. And that was another tremendous, entertaining game.
Yeah, and you hate to waste a start by McClanahan like that. He was 2 out short of the so-called quality start. He only pitched 5 1/3, but 3 hits, 3 Ks, and 2 walks. His ERA is down to 2.52. You hate to waste those, but when you've got to go to your bullpen that early in a game, you have that risk. And I know this all happened late in the game and in extras, but that's what happens when you've got to go to your bullpen and you stretch your bullpen out like that, like they have been doing. Unfortunately, that's kind of what you get, especially when you don't have a deep bullpen.
Yeah, and I think maybe that's why Douglas Batista says this. Yesterday's Rays defense was atrocious. And why was Clevenger not used when you needed swing and miss and instead used Shulkins for second inning throwing 90-mile-an-hour meatballs down the middle of the plate? Yeah, I don't get it. That was weird. The only thing I can think is maybe he was trying to save the bullpen. But in that particular chance, I mean, go get the damn game.
Yeah.
Go get the damn guy. I don't think Clevenger loses that game. But maybe there were some matchups and some analytics that they didn't like. I don't freaking know. But that did not work out. Cat, listen, Cat's just been managing his ass off this year. He's made so many great moves time and time and time again. Like he's the manager of the year by far in my book. But yesterday that was a miss, I think. Yeah. I think we're fair to be critical of that particular moment. Alejandro says, my biggest problem was yesterday's game, aside from losing, obviously, and giving up the 2-run bomb to Cowser walk-off. Shane was on point, but of the guys in the pen trying to go 2 innings. Yeah, the pen just, that's on them. That's on that.
Is McClanahan on a pitch count still coming back?
Yeah.
Because he only threw 84 pitches yesterday.
Yeah, he's not going to throw 100. I don't think he's going to get to 100 anytime soon. Which is what you talked about. Ras went 7 the other day. So he's getting stretched out a little bit. But I think you're going to, you got Griffin Jacks, who's still only going to probably throw 4 or 5 innings tonight. Shane's only going to go 4 or 5 innings. Ras has been kind of a 4 or 5 inning guy. So it's good to get Mets back and some others. They're just, listen, we talked about this. This is going to be the issue. You're going to burn out your bullpen. Yeah. Hopefully then they got to go make some moves, or they get Uceda back and maybe they can bring up some arms. But, like yesterday, you should have just gone and won the game. We talk about burning out the bullpen. He's like, well, that's why I left Schultens in. Yeah. But it's like, go get the game. Worry about Clevenger later. But we've been doing a lot. So kind of double-edged sword there, right?
Yeah. Yep.
JS813 says another bullpen breakdown for the Rays. Definitely a weak spot for this team. Yeah, but now it's been a strong spot for most of that run, right? It's been really, really good, and maybe they're just getting tired.
That's expected. That's what happens.
JS813 says we are still 60, 90 days out for the next steps in the stadium deal. Is there anything we can do to help? We're sending emails to the commissioners and council members. Anything else? No, keep it up. Just keep up the pressure. It's really now upon, the Rays and the negotiators to get the deal done. And I think they will. I think there's still a lot of creative ways they can get this thing paid for. A lot of people are focusing on the city council and the $80 million. Listen, they're not going to blow this deal for $80 million. If, some of these politicians want to dig in to make their mayoral candidacy better, they think, and play games with our future, so be it. But I think it's fair to point that out and understand that they want to sacrifice, in my opinion, generations of incredible economic activity to kind of differentiate themselves from the leader in the clubhouse, Bob Buckhorn. I think that's poor. I think that's bad. That's bad politics. Judge this on its merit, not your political future.
Yeah.
Please. But it's their political future, not mine, right? They're going to do what they do. We should call it out if we see it. That's our opinion. Alejandro says, I would say the bullpen is the problem because they kept us in the game both years games. It is what it is. Yeah, it's both. I mean, they've been great, and now I think they're just getting tired.
Part of the problem is, I know everybody's in here saying get some bullpen help. It looks like the bullpen's breaking down, but part of the problem is your number one bullpen guy starting for you right now. Mm-hmm. So everybody's saying go get bullpen help. I might contend it might be easier to go find a fifth starter and put Jax back in the bullpen.
The problem is he's not good in high leverage. His high leverage numbers have never been good. He's going to be better as a starter. So I think you just got to go find other really good relievers.
You think that's the better option?
I do. You say that coming back is going to be huge, but there's, we're depending on our rehab people.
I mean, Jax is 31 too, so you're probably with what you've got with him now is probably what he is, right? I mean, he's not.
Yeah. I think you see that he's probably better off as a starter.
Huh.
I think Joe Boyle could go back to the bullpen. He's a swing and miss guy.
Yeah.
And when I think is he coming back anytime soon? I think he was close. I'm not exactly sure what's going on with him.
Let's see if I can get an update on that.
We have a developing situation.
What is it?
Alejandro says, "Good, glad so Wander can come back to play with Junior and we can have a great infield again."
He's joking.
Is he joking?
He's joking. Keep reading.
Okay. Okay.
He got lit up a little bit. He was like, "No, guys, I'm just kidding."
Thank you. Rick says JP got away with no stadium talk. How was it on Stu's yacht? Get the hell out of here. Imagine become the SS Minnow. We'd be lost forever.
Oh, Lord.
Hey, but if you got Ginger.
Marianne,
you're good. All right, let's take a break. And we come back, I want to get to comments, and I want to get to the Wander thing. This is weird. There are people saying that Wander can come back to Major League Baseball now. I don't see how that's possible, but credible people are talking about it. Will the Rays have to pay him? That money needs to go to Junior. Hey, we are brought to you by the great folks at Genesis of Tampa as they're our first hour presenting sponsor. Phenomenal people over there. A big Memorial Day cookout this weekend. They were flipping burgers and hot dogs for all the folks. Always a great time at Genesis of Tampa. They're also giving away money to first responders for every car sold in this month. They're always doing great stuff in the community. But more than anything, you want to buy a great car at a great price, right? Well, the GV70 that I got that everybody's talking about the GV70 for its quality, its luxury, its technology, and its price. Like, it's ridiculously priced, folks. Compared to everything else on the market, trust me, I've been driving it now for 2 months? Phenomenal car. Go get you one. GenesisofTampa.com is the website. Check them out there. Just go to 801 East Bears Avenue and tell them JP sent you. Back in 3. Pitch Roofing believes giving back is part of doing business the right way. That's why they proudly offer exclusive discounts to those who gave the most to our communities, including veterans, first responders, seniors, and teachers. And for listeners of the JP Peterson Show, there's even more good news. Pitch Roofing is now offering a special discount just for fans of the show. With so many roofing companies coming and going in Florida, it's important to choose a contractor you can count on long after the job is done, especially when it comes to honoring your warranty. Pitch Roofing is built for the long haul with a reputation for quality, transparency, and standing behind their work. Whether it's a repair or a full replacement, their team delivers honest guidance, quality workmanship, and no high-pressure sales. Call 727-67-PITCH, 727-677-4824, or visit pitchroofing.com to schedule a free estimate.
Pitch Roofing, roofing done right.
As the Rays enjoy being back in their Tropicana Field home this season that was ravaged by Hurricane Milton, Italiano Insurance wants to remind us all how important it is to be properly insured. 40% of you are underinsured. That can mean financial disaster. Let the experienced and friendly agents at Italiano shop your policies for the best price and the right coverage. Italiano saved me over $1,000 on our auto insurance last year, over $500 on our homeowners insurance. They can do the same for you. That's a grand slam. Might as well get a double play by adding flood insurance and business insurance to your portfolio. Cost less than you think, and trust me, you do not want to risk your home or personal wealth. That's a whiff. So step up to the plate and call 813-877-7799 and chat with our all-star agents at Italiano Insurance, or call our Boca Grande office at 941-964-0400. Hey guys, you already know that Riveters is the best sports bar in all of Tampa Bay, but now it gets even better for Rays baseball season. During all Rays games, check this out, $6 Tito's, $6 Jack, $6 margaritas, all during Rays games. Are you kidding me? And that's always a great pour from the great bartenders at Riveters. Great service, great food, everything is fresh, nothing is frozen. And let me tell you, if you want baseball and wings, you will not find any better than Riveters. Their sauces, like the blue cheese and the ranch, and everything is handmade, and the wings are big and they're perfect. Wings, baseball, Rays, Riveters. It all comes together during baseball season. Once again, in addition to all the great food and service, you get $6 Tito's, $6 Jacks, $6 margaritas. It's time to celebrate. Baseball season is back, and celebrate at Riveters. You know where it is, right there on Dale Mabry, just north of 275, just south of the stadium. See you there at Riveters. It's Diamond Days at the Golden Diamond Source. Celebrate April's birthstone, which is diamonds, as they take center stage. Up to 20% off the diamond jewelry throughout the month of April. And don't forget, you could trade in your broken or old jewelry towards something new and beautiful. Gold prices are at a record high. Now is the best time. And by the way, they only sell natural diamonds at the Golden Diamond Source. It's real love. It should be real natural diamonds. Don't start your relationship with a fake diamond. Really, really bad idea. And for the Golden Diamond Source first-time buyers, They are going to teach you all about the 4 C's and all the different shapes and styles. They are able to show you a huge selection of inventory to choose from. And by the way, you can trust them. They've been in business for over 40 years. Don't buy something online. You have no idea what you're getting. 0% financing for up to 5 years. Make sure it's a Gold and Diamond Source Diamond. 3800 Ulmerton Road. Always online at goldendiamond.com. Hey, JP here for Genesis of Tampa and the Murphy Auto Group. I think the best way to experience a business is to use that business. And I just did at Genesis of Tampa. Just bought a GV70, a 2023, and it feels and drives all new. It's an absolutely fantastic car. The technology, the comfort, and the price, absolutely outstanding. Frankly, I never thought I could get into a car like this, but they made me a deal I could not refuse. And I also get the VIP service where you can just drive right up, their pit stop service. They'll top off all the fluids, make sure your air in your tires is good, new wipers if you want them. If you need extended service, they will come to you, bring you a courtesy car, and then bring your car back. What more do you want? The experience was just VIP all the way. And you can get that at Genesis of Tampa. And don't forget, you can get extended warranty, which I did. So I have worry-free miles up to 100,000, and all they do is just take it in. Actually, I don't have to take it in. They come to me. It's perfect. It's Genesis of Tampa right there, 801 East Bears Avenue, right off of 275. Go see them and tell them JP sent you.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show here on this post-Memorial Day. I hope you guys had a great weekend. Brought to you by the great folks at Riveters. They had a big weekend. Rays, Yankees baseball, giving away merch like they always do during Rays games. And they always have happy hour during Rays games where you get $6 Jack, $6 Tito's, and $6 Margaritas. How about that? And all the great food at Riveters. The wings, the prime rib sandwiches, the prime rib tacos, all that stuff. Ooh, it is fantastic. All at Riveters, riveters.com. Just go over there instead. Don't go to the website. Oh, I got to sneeze. Hold on, Timmy.
Here we go. You're listening to live coverage of sports legend JP Peterson allergic to the Riveter spot.
Only one came out.
Oh, that's good luck.
Hey, speaking of, our 250th birthday is coming up.
Seems like a lot.
What do we call that?
I don't think you call it anything, do you?
Not that for sure. Whatever that was.
What was that?
Look at this. See that? You know what that is?
No.
That's a giant flag hanging off of Hoover Dam, and it's all lit up.
Oh, that's kind of badass.
It's really cool. Yeah, that flag is the length of a football field. The size of a football field, over 100 yards, 50 yards wide. How about that?
JP, the official English vocabulary word for the 250th anniversary is the semi-quincentennial.
The semi-quincentennial?
That is correct.
Semi-quincentennial. Wow. Oh, somebody said it's AI? The flag is AI?
That probably sounds about right.
Oh, did they fool me? I hate when they do that, bitches. I don't think it is, but if it is, they should do this anyway. This looks really cool. Really cool.
No, this says it's real, JP.
Yeah, okay. So shut up, AI jerk.
KUTV, I don't know where that Channel 2 CBS says that it measures 300 feet by 150 feet, weighs approximately 2,000 pounds, according to the Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority.
Wow, look at that. Show you.
Yeah, here, I'll put it up on the
okay. So you see the thing down to the left, that building? That's called the Electric House. My grandfather helped design part of that. His name is on the historical marker plaque at Hoover Dam. Yeah, William Peterson. Go check it out. He was a city engineer of Los Angeles, and he also designed those high-tension wires that carry the electricity from Hoover Dam to Los Angeles. How about that? How about that? And I was on the Seven Seas Lagoon yesterday that my father designed. My dad designed over there at Disney. How about that?
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes, and I've confirmed that through Snopes.com.
I can't put together a Wayfair couch.
We bought a Wayfair couch for the studio, and I couldn't figure out how to put it together. We had to send it back and get a real couch. Back when we built the studio here 5 years ago.
I'm not alone.
It's like a Temu couch or something.
Yeah.
I have better luck with IKEA.
So Wander Franco, for those who don't know, signed a $160 million contract with the Rays. Yeah, there it is. Oh, that's not the picture that I saw, though.
No, I was trying to find the lit up one, but
yeah, the lit up one's way better.
This is it, like, for real. Like, I think I have the lit up one here too.
That is a really big ass flag right there. That is cool.
Oh,
the Hoover Dam is the what is it? The 8th man-made wonder of the world. Is that right?
One of them.
One of the man-made wonders of the world. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. The thing is incredible. You've never been to Hoover Dam. If you go to Vegas, take a day trip out to Hoover Dam. It is incredible.
JP, I got my ass whooped on Hoover Dam when I was about 3 years old.
Well, you needed it.
Probably. Apparently the story was my parents had stopped, as those will do, so you can look and enjoy it, right? Back then, we're talking 1973. You didn't have all this tourist areas to pull over. You just literally pulled over on the side of the road and you looked over the edge. And apparently, my parents were horrible parents and weren't watching their 3-year-old son, Timmy, who apparently wanted to go to the other side of the road to see what was over there, darted out into traffic. And somewhere an 8mm video of this exists. As my brother, my older brother was filming and got the spanking and everything. Like, I got my ass beat by my dad. Like, well, you know what, Dad? Maybe don't let your 3-year-old run out in the middle of the road. That's on you, not on me. I didn't know better.
Who's watching that little asshole?
Yeah, he's watching me while you're looking at the 8th wonder of the world.
By the way, Drew Rasmussen, after 7 shutout innings on what was that, Friday, now owns the second best ERA since the start of the 2021 season. How about that? The guy whose arm's been rebuilt 3 times. Second best ERA since the start of the 2021 season at 2.79, minimum 500 innings pitched. His 2.74 career ERA with Tampa Bay is the best mark in franchise history. We've had some good pitchers. How about that? Drew Rasmussen.
Yeah, you have.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. So Wander Franco. What a weird deal this has been. I take you back to, what was it, 23? No, here's Wander Franco, bursts on the season, bursts on the scene with the Rays, and it just is literally a 5-tool shortstop, has it all. Really, really good player. And then you start to see some bad signs, like not running out ground balls, doing some crazy stuff in the field, showing off. A lot of theatrics.
Had that famous video of him fielding the ground ball and then tossing it up in the air,
grab it,
catches it before he throws the guy at. Yeah, like that's
like, this ain't banana ball, bro. No. Like let's cut it. So we start seeing some red flags. And then we see very flashy, buying up lots of cars, nothing wrong with that, right? Except, there was something wrong with it. There was something wrong with it in the background, right? Something was going on. So then, I remember some things are starting to filter out on social media, and there's this young girl that's making accusations. It's weird. Then one of the weird chapters in this, a story is written by Mark Topkin about Wander Franco being a bad teammate, a beat writer.
Yeah.
Who's been extremely positive, never really, took on any of the off the field criticisms, a lot of the different stuff that was there to be had. And suddenly there's this negative article on your emerging star who you've signed to a 10-year, $160 million contract, obviously very unraised like. And they almost like they went to the press and said, there's something going on with Wander here. Almost like we've tried everything. Maybe if we publicly shame him, he'll straighten out.
which is a weird strategy.
Now, this is my opinion, by the way, of how I've never
yeah.
seen a beat writer, write a story like this. He's a bad teammate, and then have comments from Cash and his teammates like this was weird.
Not while the player's still there. Like we
not while the player's still there.
Sure. Yeah.
So and so that was interesting. And then not long after that, we find out all this shenanigans. He's in a relationship with a 14-year-old girl, and then charges are filed. He's suspended. Blah 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 blah, and it's just a bizarre case. For a lot of different reasons. And Arestis can opine about this a lot better than I, because what happens down in the DR is evidently, and there's convincing evidence. In fact, the mom goes to jail. The mom is pimping out her 14-year-old girl, like pimping her out and extorting Wander Franco,
which, by the way, came back in the ruling. By the way,
yeah, she's doing 10 years, which is weird. I mean, she does 10 years. He has no jail time. Okay. But that's the way it works in the DR, I guess.
Did you see the verbiage of why he's not going to jail?
Well, they said he was both victim and defendant.
Yep. He was
right?
defendant and a victim because the mother basically gave him permission.
Well, if you got to get permission because she's under,
that doesn't fly in the U.S., man.
That's just like, that's not. I mean, you got to be smarter than that.
Yeah.
But evidently, this is not uncommon in the DR. Mm-hmm. So why he was prosecuted and so many others have not been, that's another question that a lot of people are asking. So it is a bizarre story on so many levels. And the latest turn is now, he's found guilty, but they pardoned him in his jail time. So he's free now. And evidently now what happens next is Major League Baseball comes in. They have done their own investigation, and they'll hand out some type of suspension or ruling, vis-a-vis like the Trevor Bauer situation.
Right.
So there are many people that think, no, Major League Baseball will never let him play again. But there are others, and I read some articles that the Players Association will go to bat for him, which is weird, because of the nature of the crime, and will likely ask that he be paid $160 million, which would obviously be a huge, huge issue for the Rays, the new ownership group. Which here's just a weird part of this. So Franco is owed $160 million. Stu Sternberg is the 10% owner of the team. So he owns approximately, with it sold at 1.7 billion. So his share is approximately $160 million. Almost exactly what they owe Wander Franco. And some people have said that there's some part of the deal that's part of it. I don't know.
Oh, wow.
I haven't asked Ken Babby. I haven't asked anybody about that. Don't really care. But yeah, but it's kind of weird, isn't it? But so, are the Rays free to take that money and now put it towards a junior extension? I would hope so, but we don't know. We still don't know. It's still limbo time. And the other part of it is, will he be able to get a visa?
Yeah.
If he's convicted of this kind of crime, I would think that would, especially in this current climate with this current administration, yeah, good luck with that. Involved in child trafficking? Yeah, I mean, I know it's different circumstances. It's not like he's bringing kids in. I get that. But it's still part of that whole thing. So I think it would be like a really, really a big long shot for him to get a visa to come back into this country. I think that would be, and obviously, if you can't get a visa, you can't play. So maybe the Rays just wait around for the United States government to, shut that down.
Well, what leg would he have, or even the players union have, on him collecting any money? Because every player has a personal conduct clause in their contract, and I can't imagine having sex with a 14-year-old doesn't violate that personal conduct policy.
And again, we don't know exactly, it's a different legal system it's hard to decipher, in translations, the exact details because words matter in this situation.
Right, but he was found guilty, though, of that.
Having a relationship. I don't know if it's, it's
a sexual relationship is what I saw. Like that, they outlined that.
Yeah, but there are people that say that the union is so strong that they'll be able to get some settlement for him. And I'm like, okay. But bottom line is he ain't ever playing for the Rays again. He's never playing for the Rays again.
I can't imagine he's ever back in the league.
But if somehow he wins some type of arbitration and they have to pay him that money, that would be really bad.
I can see what's more likely is the players' union, rather than him collecting on his current contract, I can see them negotiating to let him come back in and play somewhere.
Yeah.
And say, hey, we won't take away his future earnings, but what he's, that contract with the Rays, that's out. That's not happening. And then will a team be risky enough? I mean, that's not just because of the legal issues, but he was already considered sort of a risk because of his attitude and everything with the Rays. All those stories we heard. He was a bad teammate. Would a club, I mean, he's 25 now. Would a club take a huge risk on somebody like that in their clubhouse? Or has he learned his lesson because he's 25 now?
I know this. He's a hell of a player, or was.
He was.
He hasn't played baseball in 3 years.
Yeah.
A real baseball. So that's another issue. Kurt Thorson says, hey, I emailed the 4 council members to say thank you and emailed Guido to encourage him. Nice work. Carlson wrote me back. He said, the problem we face is that the last 2 mayors have deferred billions in maintenance while taking on debt to pay for legacy pet projects. The public has no appetite to raise taxes, but they want us to fix the massive backlog of maintenance. We also have to find $1 billion or so to keep the Bucs and the Lightning. So the issue isn't whether we want to keep the Rays or not. It's about how we can fund all this, just like you do at home or at work. We have to make tough choices. Example is that fire trucks are meant to last 5 years, but many of ours are 20 years old. Not replacing them could put lives at risk. Last night, I voted to give the Rays more time. I spoke to them today, and they were thankful to have more time, but they know that they need to find a vote to replace mine next time. All the best. That was the whole, reasoning by Carlson. And I get that. Listen, that sounds very plausible, does it not? It does to me. But here's the thing. Well, then how are you going to get the money? If you have billions and billions of deferred maintenance and you're not going to raise taxes, how are you going to get the money?
It's got to come from somewhere.
Again, to me, it's like you can't afford not to. You've got to expand your tax base and bring in some. It's like you need a Hail Mary, and here it is. Now, will all the money come back that we expect to? I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball. I don't know what wars are going to break out. But I know this. You stand pat, you got no chance. You got no chance. But I understand. It's like, okay, well, there's, and as far as I know, the city's not paying that. The county's paying most of the Bucs and the Lightning already. And that, the Bucs money has been set aside and the Lightning money has already been approved. So and Carlson said that they're not involved in a lot of these negotiations with the county. So maybe he doesn't know all this. I was surprised, Timmy, by the lack of information that the city council had. Now they can blame their staff or the county or the Rays for not giving them the information, but I got news for you. It's all in the public domain. Do your job.
What's more likely, that they weren't given information and they're mad about it, or they just didn't go find it where it was perfectly available for them to go find?
Well, I heard, Nia Young ask in the commission meeting before, said, is the $2.3 billion, does that include the private development? If I heard her right. And I was like, are you kidding? It seems
like something she should know.
Yeah.
Already.
And Miranda's worse. He doesn't know his ass from a hole in the wall. He's complaining about stuff he doesn't even know about. Like that. Oh, I don't know how to work a computer, but I got some AI stuff that somebody looked up. How will this negatively affect? Look at that guy. You asked the question, how will it negatively affect the city? Well, wouldn't you want to ask the question how positively it'll affect the city and bring that forward too as well from your AI buddy? What a complete embarrassment that guy is. I mean, you could be a crazy old man. I have no problem. But when you're sitting in that chair, you better know what the F you're doing with our future. That's ridiculous. If you don't want to work a computer, get the hell off the city council. Because that's how you get all the information that clearly you don't know.
Has he ever checked his email?
Jeez, old Pete.
Or does he have AIDS for all that?
I don't think he has AIDS. Oh, you mean legislative AIDS. Okay, thank you.
And as soon as I said AIDS, I knew that was a mistake.
Yeah, that was not good.
JP, I just asked AI, how will the Tampa Bay Rays new stadium plan positively affect the city and the county?
Did you get a lot of stuff back?
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't bring that to the.
And it talks about the mixed use development that's expected to grow around the ballpark, massive economic development, increased tax revenue, keeping MLB in Tampa Bay, year-round entertainment district, jobs and workforce growth, redevelopment of underused property, tourism boost. All of these things in 5 seconds comes out of my AI machine.
Yeah, Charlie didn't print that part out. Jeez, oh Pete. Maybe you know what? Let's print that out and we'll send it to him.
Oh, that's a good idea. We can't email it to him.
We can't email it to him. I'll drop it off at the West Tampa sandwich
Dude,
shop.
I'll mail it from Dallas. He's going to see a postmark from Dallas about his stadium stance. He's going to freak out. Wait, they can send mail from Texas to Florida? How is that possible?
He said, I just went down to the docks. I'm waiting for the Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria to show up again. It's been years. When are they coming back?
He said that poor horse that had to run from Dallas to deliver my mail.
All right, I got to mark this on the. That Christopher Columbus dude, he was really nice. Let's see if I've been waiting for him to come back. It's been years. The Indians didn't like him much, but I sure did.
What happened to him? Where'd he go? We were supposed to go drinking together.
Yeah, Kurt also sent us the response because he sent the Carlson email to Ken Babby. And Ken responded, as he always does, said, "Thank you again, Kurt. You've been so amazing. We're most appreciative. Thanks for the support and keep strong. Fans like you are why we are going to get this done," said Ken. Yeah, I talked to Ken after all the shenanigans, and he's still very, very confident that they're going to get this done because he knows what the issues are, and he knows they can overcome them. And that's where I'm getting all my optimism from. And again, I'm, at this point, some of the buffoons on the council are just, at some point you just got to say, yeah, whatever, we'll do it without you, which is sad because the city, like Chair Clendenin said, this is not brain surgery. If some private group is going to drop $2.3 billion into your city, has a plan to spend out of which 1.3 billion is theirs, and you have to put in $1 billion, and then they're going to put in another $6 billion. I mean, on an underused property that is never going to be developed without a baseball stadium. It's like if you drew this up, they would say, it's like, wow, that would be a dream scenario. And still, we have people that just don't get it. Hey, shout out to Rosie the Riveter. Yeah, World War II. That's what the ladies were doing. Yep. Building all them tanks, building all them planes that won the war. 100%. The ladies had a huge part on it. And again, working in hot ass factories, 12 hours a day to do that shit. And we get mad that our my Uber Eats was 5 minutes late. Jesus. What do we got this from Man Bear Pigs? Finally, my Tampa Bay sports show is on. I tried listening to 620 this morning, but I turned it off because it was so bad. I missed the days of old sports talk. Well, here it is, baby. Here it is. Yeah, actually, I was driving from Orlando and I listened to a little bit of it and just shake my head, but what else? Danny Boy says the greatest generation. Yeah, man. It's a great book, by the way. You should go read that.
Yeah.
Who wrote that? Tom Brokaw, I think. So Brokaw wrote that?
Might have been Brokaw.
Yeah. Yeah. Cornejito says they want society divided, easier to control us. Yeah. Yeah. I read this thing over the weekend, Timmy. It's been bugging me. So you know all these data centers that they're talking about, these huge data centers that are being built everywhere, right? We got to win the race to AI. We got to put billions into, the electricity and water, all these data centers. And I'm like asking the question. I know AI is a big thing, but it's like we need more of it. We need more. I'm like why? Like what? What's going on? Like what? And they talk about the digital currency that's coming and controlling everyone through digital currency, which is this dystopian thing. And I'm like, yeah, you can see that happening. You can see it happening. It's coming. Unless we fight hard to keep it out of the United States. It's coming in some form of the world. But there's also, you look at what they do in China, and it's this absolute surveillance state where there are cameras everywhere. Everyone is surveilled. All your emails which of course they're already doing, emails, phones, everything is tracked. When you're tracking billions of people, you need a lot of data centers to do so. So the feeling is a lot of these data centers, this is what it's going to be used for, to track all of us everywhere we go, our digital currency, everything we do, everything we write, everything we say, everything. Yeah, you're going to need a lot of terabytes to do that. And it's just the future. It's fucking scary. It's really scary. Enjoy your life while you can, kids. Don't mean to be a downer today, but it's just so much going on. Kurt Thorson says Charlie Miranda is so old he walked into an antique store and they wouldn't let him leave. Oh, Charlie Miranda sent the doctor because he believed he had arthritis. The doctor diagnosed him with early onset rigor mortis. Okay, that's just getting bad. Oh, what else we got? Rick says Kurt Miranda was the antique store to pick up his layaway from 1909. Casey Eagles wants us to go get Scooball. I don't know. That could be really expensive in many, many ways. I just, listen, I want our new owners to spend money. I want them to get to an average payroll. Absolutely. But I don't discount the fact that young, hungry players help you win. And big, fat contracts don't seem to work out that well. The long-term, big, fat contracts. I don't want the Rays necessarily at the very tippy top of the market. Paying one dude $40 million to pitch, unless you have a $400 million payroll, you can, where the Dodgers can absorb it when, their Glass now goes down or Blake Snell goes down. They can just go get another arm. We can't do that. Even at an average payroll, you can't do that. Kurt says, consider that Miranda was born before the attack on Pearl Harbor. Yes, way before. KC says, Jax has 5 pitches. Let's leave him as a starter. I agree. Rick, this is a poor joke, but this is Wander will always stay in the minors. I mean, minor leagues. Yeah, it's too easy. That's too easy of a joke. What else we got here? Anything else baseball related? He said, I thought Tim was going to say he was conceived at Hoover Dam. Damn. Were you?
Never know.
Ellen Road Loco says we should have known there was going to be issues when Wander parked his Bentley in the Anders parking spot. Did that happen? I think it did, actually. I think it did. So I do remember that, I think. JS813 says Stu planned a Wander scandal to get out of paying that contract. Interesting.
I'm having
Interesting. I can see that. I can see you're having technical difficulties. You can go out. I'll handle it. You know what? Let's go to break. We got to go to break anyway. Let's go to break, and then, or can you not go to break? You want me to go to break? Are you there? Can we not? He's frozen.
I'm here. Yeah, now I'm
okay, you're back. You want me to go to break? You want to go to break?
I like everything in the studio shut down for a minute. Like my computer went off, but apparently was never off camera. I don't know how that's possible.
Weren't. Yeah, you were on camera dilly-dallying while I was trying to do the show.
Yeah, well, I was trying to restart stuff.
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
Bizarre. Yeah, we can go to break.
All right, let's go to break. We'll come back on the other side. Big O's going to join us to talk a little Rays baseball, keep everything in perspective, give us some insight on the Wander Franco thing. So all that's going to come up at the end of the show, last 15 minutes. So stay tuned for that. I got some other stuff to get into. Indy 500. We had a no-hitter yesterday, by the way. And what else? Oh, the Gators and Texas Tech this weekend. Did you see this? This softball regional? Holy
White
hell.
Chocolate's daughter.
Yeah. Crazy shit going on there. So we'll talk about all that. Hey, we're brought to you by the great folks at Italiano Insurance. They do all the work. You save all the money. They will shop all your insurance, whatever it is, and hopefully find you a better carrier and a cheaper carrier. So they'll do everything. Make sure you're getting all your discounts. And don't forget, you got to have your business insurance, folks. Got to have that. Got to have your flood insurance. Many of you don't have it, and you need it. Not that expensive. Call Italiano Insurance and get it. 813-877-7799. Back in 3. Well, the folks at Third Generation Plumbing and AC want to say thanks for making them so dadgum busy. Of course, advertising on your favorite Tampa Bay sports talk show helps, but it's their incredible customer service, honesty, and integrity that have earned them tons of 5-star reviews. And now you could be part of the team at Third Generation. Yes, they are so slammed, they need to hire more certified AC technicians and plumbers. It's a great family business to work for. My buddy John Rodriguez runs an old school family business since 1995. They pay well, give you all the holidays off, and they offer great benefits. No cold corporate atmosphere here. You're part of the family. If this sounds cool to you, call them and apply at 813-961-8024, or you can email your resume in at thirdgenerationplumbing.com. Just go to the website, you'll see the button, email them, or call them at 813-961-8024. And don't forget about the $169 yearly maintenance special. It's a no-brainer, guys. thirdgenerationplumbing.com, and they also do AC.
Ciao, Paolo Tini here, owner of Caffè Paradiso, voted number 3 People's Choice Award on Open Table. I want to thank all our loyal family of customers that have been enjoying our great traditional Italian dishes we make from scratch every day. It's a great family story we're proud of. Our family moved from Rimini, Italy in 1984. My dad, Caesar, started Donatello, and that's where I got the start in the restaurant business. I started Caffè Paradiso on South McDill in 1995, and we've been there ever since. From our traditional ossobuco, a veal slow roast for 4 hours, to our daily fresh catch, the Gruppo Paradiso, with a piccata sauce and lobster claw meat, homemade pasta like lasagna, farfalle salchicha, which is a bow tie pasta homemade with fresh sausage. Hold on a minute, JP's favorite.
I love it.
So come and have a glass of wine with me on South McDill. Get a reservation on Open Table and see all our 5-star reviews. Ciao, see you soon at Paradiso.
Sports fans, it's time to gear up. Head to fanstreamsports.com and check out our brand new merchandise store. We're talking bold t-shirts, 3/4 zips, hoodies, hats, mugs, and more. Everything you need to rep your favorite shows and your favorite crew. Whether you're rolling with the JP Peterson Show in Tampa Bay, From the Rough in Dallas, the Tim May Show featuring Clay Hall, or the Jeff Thidoff Show in Ohio, or any of our FanStream Sports original programming, we've got the perfect look for game day and every day. So don't wait. fanstreamsports.com. Click merch and grab your gear now. Wear the stream, live the stream, fanstreamsports.com.
Welcome to Kingmakers, home of the JP Peterson Show studio and Tampa's premier business networking and social club for members only. By day, it's an exclusive, vibrant co-working space with a stylish conference room, focus rooms, a full production studio, and an in-house marketing team. And by night, Kingmakers transforms into a sports-centric social hub with a full sports bar, golf simulator, and exclusive events. For young entrepreneurs and seasoned professionals, it's the perfect place to work hard, play hard, and make big moves in Midtown Tampa. Close the deal, celebrate the win. Only at Kingmakers. Become a member today at kingmakerstampa.com. Your business, your club. Hey, JP here for my concierge medical professional, Chris Lugo, PA. You've heard him on the show for a couple of years where he shares invaluable medical, nutritional, and supplement advice. With Chris, it's like having a medical provider as your best friend. What I love about this concierge service is the convenience and support he offers. I can text or call him 24/7 with any questions or concerns, and he'll promptly call in a prescription if needed. No office visits or copays required. It gives me peace of mind knowing I have someone genuinely invested in my health, not just focused on insurance profits. And the best part, the Bay Area Modern Medical Center's personal concierge service is more affordable than you might think. Don't let insurance companies dictate your health care. Take control of your health and wellness today. Visit BAMMC.com for more information and to schedule your initial free consultation. Empower yourself and take charge of your personal health with BAMMC.com.
Let's go. Right now. Back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show, brought to you by the great folks at the Gold and Diamond Source. Julie and Steve Weintraub over there have been running a great company for over 40 years. And you know you're going to get what you pay for. They only do real diamonds over there. So if you're looking for a real diamond, cut, clarity, all that great stuff, you got to know that it's real, right? Because there's a lot of fake ones out there. If you're trying to buy one on the internet, bad idea. And even a lot of jewelry stores, you don't know what you're getting. You definitely know at the Gold and Diamond Source. Great folks over there. They've been doing this for over 40 years. The best selection, the best staff. You go in there, they're going to make you feel so comfortable in this big decision on buying a ring, right? They'll get you. They're not going to try to stretch your budget. They tell you what the budget is. That's what they're going to stick to. So it's a great place. Great place to buy jewelry. And if you got any old gold jewelry, by the way, bring it in because it's going crazy. They got the highest prices paid at the Gold and Diamond Source. 3800 Ulmerton Road, just across the bridge there, the Howard Franklin. If you're coming from Tampa, about 15, 20 minutes, just get on over there. Tell them JP sent you.
JP, I might have to be buying some jewelry here soon.
Oh, really? Have you found the one?
I found A1.
A1? How many rings have you bought? How many engagement rings have you purchased in your life?
Just 3.
Just 3?
Mm-hmm.
3.
Well, actually, I take that back.
It's 3.
I've only had to buy 2.
Because you got one back?
Because one, no. Well, I mean, yeah, I got one back, but I ended up selling that for probably drugs or something. I don't remember, but no, one of them
you get here on the show.
One of them used her grandmother's ring. So, like, I bought one, but we had this plan ahead of time.
Yeah,
like to surprise her, but it was like a cheapy Sam's, whatever, just for the event. And then we already knew that she was going to use her grandmother's ring.
Oh,
so
I get it. Yeah. That's good. Good idea.
Yeah. So really just 2? Like, is that a lot?
It's more than you need.
I guarantee you there won't be 3. I'm thinking some ear. This chick's probably worthy of like when we go to Applebee's, I might want to break out some earrings or a tennis bracelet or something.
Wow. Your heart has been stolen.
She's older than my normal demographic. She's 30.
Well, good. You need to step up.
Just hate people my age, especially women.
Greg Vencel says, I emailed back and forth with Bill Carlson. He's in left field. Spelled Ken Babby's name B-A-B-B-E. Yeah, honestly, and then, something he said up there, and I appreciate him voting yes because it kept it going. Mm-hmm. But he said he doesn't believe in any public-private partnerships. Funding anything. So you do nothing with the airport? Water Street? I mean, there's so many examples of public-private partnerships, positive ones, especially in this area. But just on principle, you're against giving any public money to businessmen, to private businesses.
Huh.
Did you tell your constituents that before they voted for you?
Nobody would have voted for that.
Because that's just silly. I mean, it's just silly. The world doesn't work that way. You can have an opinion, sure, but if you're in a seat of power and you're completely want to ignore one of the basic tenets of your job, it's forging public-private partnerships and using your money with businesses to get more employment for your constituents, to make our lives better. I mean, that seems like a pretty dug-in philosophy that, especially in this case, very, very foolish, in my opinion. Thomas Casper said the governor should remove Charlie Miranda from city council at 8 a.m. this morning.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a clown show. It seemed like a lot of public grandstanding and just not understanding what this is all about and the opportunity. I think it made us look really bad. I did read the Wall Street Journal piece over the weekend that was making the rounds. Nothing earth-shaking in it, really. No new news at all that you guys would know. But it was a national piece, obviously, that makes us look stupid in small town. And when you have every major corporation, most business leaders read the Wall Street Journal. If you're thinking of relocating your company, which is what we need more businesses to relocate here. And we have great infrastructure and tax base and everything to do that. You don't want to read like, the local government's a bunch of yahoos. I mean, that's not good. But you know whose fault it is? Mine. And most people like me who never vote in city council races. I won't make that mistake again. I will definitely be doing my research.
You even admitted that you just don't even pay attention to them.
I don't. Because 90% of the time they're talking about busted sewer pipes. Right. I mean, and the people that go in there and have things to say, I mean, poo shiesty. I mean, if I was a city councilman, maybe that's how they all got so misguided, is listening to a lot of those people, because it's crazy shit coming out of that stuff. I mean, there's a lot of crazy people they let talk at the city council. Yeah, but it's when it comes to things like this, it becomes really important, and you have to be serious about your job, and you have to be able to do your job. If you can't get, and they all sounded so incredibly uninformed about the biggest expenditure in the city and county's history. We're talking about at stake here are 12,000 permanent jobs for your constituents, 40,000 construction jobs, $55 billion in economic impact. And you don't want to use a computer? You don't want to ever have any private public business partnerships whatsoever? You don't even know how to spell the CEO's name of the Rays? It's buffoonery. It's buffoonery. Oh, if I would be, it pisses me off when it comes to something like this. Been working my whole goddamn life to get this shit done. And you're up here, I don't know if I got AI though.
Mark.
Oh my God. Rick says Miranda gets pigeon carriers for his email. Honey, did the pigeon come yet? I still think my Nina Pinta in Santa Maria, that's the mark. You got to keep that one. Kurt Thorson said, I will assuredly read off AI's positive assessment of the Rays development at the next council meeting and look at Charlie while doing so. Yes, please do. Yeah, I will channel my inner Palermo. Palermo was the star. We could have run that again. Palermo channeled my rage.
Right.
That I'm not able to do.
Right.
He's just, he nailed it. Absolutely nailed it. Strat 75 says World War II soldiers on average 6 years older than Vietnam soldiers. Really?
Yeah, they were young in Vietnam.
And they were drafted.
Yeah.
How about that shit?
JP, I can remember 91 Desert, when it was still Desert Shield before it was Desert Storm. Them talking about a draft was very, very possible.
Oh,
and I was right. I was of age. I was 20 years old, 21 years old. I can remember, like, holy crap, are we going to do the draft again for this? And like being a little scared, you know. But that's insane. By the way, have you seen the new World War II movie that's coming out with Brendan Fraser?
Oh, Pressure? Yeah, I've been watching all the trailers.
I
can't
am
wait.
I think Friday night, I think me and Eli, my new graduate, he wanted to go with me. I was like, "You're into World War II?" So the funny thing is, my dad was a huge World War II freak. Like, just had all of this stuff. Had the whatever it was 150 books of the Time Life World War II series. And
we had those. I read them all.
I grew up watching those and looking at them and all the pictures and reading them. You know, my dad was born in 30. You know, so he was a teenager when all that crap was happening. And you know, of course, I've become a history and World War II buff and all of that. None of my kids were taught any of this in school.
No, they're not. They're not taught it in school.
Like I asked,
my 13-year-old stepson did not know what D-Day was.
Yeah, and that's a crime because my kids know about it now because of me, right? And my interest in it. And he came when he was a few weeks ago when they were still in school. He's like, "Dad, I polled all of my friends at school today on who is Dwight Eisenhower." He goes, "One of the 20 friends I talked to knew who he was."
Yeah.
I'm like, they don't talk about ex-presidents, even aside from the war thing. He was a president. You know, and then
the
World
shit
War
they
II,
do talk about, bro, it would blow your mind. Absolutely blow your mind.
He almost got sent to the principal's office because he was arguing with a teacher about a misfact that the teacher was trying to talk about. Because he's like, "Dad, I knew it wasn't true." I'm like, "Yeah, but you can't argue with the teacher. Go tell it to your counselor." But it's insane. It's a travesty, man.
We have an issue. Chris Cole says Bucky isn't at OTA.
It's probably hurt.
Did he have a surgery? I think he did. I think he may have had
the shoulder, right?
Yeah.
He had the shoulder surgery.
Yeah. I'm concerned about him, though, TBH.
Like physically and mentally, right?
I don't know if he'll ever be what he was as a rookie.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and
it's all right. We got Kenneth Gainwell.
It was just too much of a drop off. And then the whole, you know, mental health thing, which is, you know, I don't say that in a pejorative way. It's real. It's real. That's why I'm worried about him, you know, and it may be something that he can't overcome.
It is just day one.
Yeah.
It's the first day.
It's day one, but it's not him being absent here today. It's not why. It's all the other evidence, but this would be a red flag, obviously. But let's wait and see what Bowles says and find out why, you know, what's going on. Not that they'll be honest about it.
No.
Nothing about gets Todd. It's just, you know, these organizations don't tell you what's really going on. They never do.
Yeah, it's. I guarantee you, it is due to an injury, and the team is just being cautious with him, with bringing him back. That's
and this freaking May 26th, he doesn't need to be out there. But if he's expected to be out there and he's not, again, we don't know yet. So that's what I worried about. If it's like, oh, yeah, we expected him to be here, he's not here, that would be a problem.
Didn't Jason Light address this at some point earlier, saying that they just hope to have him back for training camp? And
yeah, I think so. I think that's what.
Yeah.
I heard.
Yeah. So
yeah. What else we got here? JS813 says no big contracts until after the next CBA. See, I chatted with Babby about this in Cosgrove as well. I asked him, I said, you know, you're obviously watching some of these other teams who are handing out extensions to players who haven't even made it to the big leagues yet. I said, is that because some organizations believe that it's going to be cheaper now than after the CBA? And they're like, yeah, probably some, but he goes, we don't necessarily have that. We haven't really figured that out yet, to be quite honest. So the bottom line is there's not going to be a junior extension until after the CBA. Right. That's just not, it's not going to happen. Partly because of, you know, in my opinion, partly they didn't say that. That's just my opinion. I think because there's just so many moving parts right now with the stadium. And until they get the stadium deal done and know what the deal is and what, where the, the financial winds are blowing, how much cost overruns they're going to have, because there's going to be some. I think they need to get a better feeling for what their expenditures are going to be, because you got to understand the big money's not going to come in until that stadium is done. See, right now they're still working on, their basic revenues. And I think they're doing well. They're up 25% at the box office, which is good. So they're making more money at the park because they're marketing the team. That's something Stu never really did. But their revenue on the TV side is probably going to be down until they rebuild their network. You can see that there aren't a lot of commercials yet. They're still working on that. I'm a little surprised. Now, MOR TV here locally that's doing the games over the air, the 10 games. We just had one. They just did the Yankees game. They're selling like crazy, but they're set up for it. They have a local sales department. They are, this is something that has to be built by the Rays. So, but they're already set up for it. So they're killing it, which shows the demand. The demand is there. They're gonna sell spots out the ass once they get going. But everything is a ramp up, and they're so busy with the stadium that they can't do a lot of these other things to really, get that revenue coming in. So it's going to be a little bit delayed. Once they get in the park, like I said, again, the Braves model, the Braves local revenue went up $134 million in year one at the Battery because they sold out all their suites, right? As everybody wanted to get in the new park, all the businesses wanted to, so they sold out all their suites, all their premium seating was sold for the first 5 years. I think they did 5-year deals. The Rays will do the same thing, and they'll get the same bang for the buck. So that's why everything is 29 dependent and stadium dependent. So in order to get this whole thing going, we got to first get through this process. And then the money goes back into baseball. But again, they spent a crap ton of money getting the Trop ready. That not just, the city spent a lot, but so did the new ownership group. Joe Forsland is in this morning, says what's good is expensive starting pitching if they only go 6 innings. Got to have starters in deep bullpens. Screwball isn't the answer. Yeah, I don't think going, at the top of the market is where you need to go. I think the Rays will still spend wisely, but, I think they'll do a lot of mid-level contracts. Right. I don't think they're going to go top of the market, and get, go after. You mean like the Nick Martinez deal? Like, can we stop with the whole Shohei Ohtani, Freddie Freeman, all this stuff? And listen, Ken Rosenthal puts it out, and he's one of the great reporters of our time. I get it. But he's just going off information that the Rays are giving him. And I don't think that information is true, in my opinion. They were never going to spend money to pay Ohtani. Come on. Let's be honest about that.
Kind of like they were all in on Judge?
Yeah. Come on. All this silliness. It's easy to say you're all in, but it don't cost you any money.
Right.
I mean, my God. We were in on Freddie Freeman, Shohei Ohtani, and who was the other one you just mentioned?
Judge.
We were in on all these guys, but the max contract we've ever given out actually is $13 million. I'm sorry, $15 million. Charlie Morton. That's the highest free agent deal we've ever done. But we were in on all these $50 million, $80 million guys because the Rays say they were. The old regime. Come on now. Come on. Back in the day, I dated Christy Brinkley. Back in the day.
I was all in on Christy Brinkley. Nobody knows who Christy Brinkley is, JP.
It was way back in the day, right? Those eyes, though. Woo.
Probably still
that was Billy Joel's girl.
It was for a long time.
Uptown Girl.
Chevy Chase's girl in Vacation.
Yeah.
The Ferrari.
Yeah. Michael LaRue says Wander will not be allowed to work in this country as long as he is guilty in a court of law. If somehow he is able to, he'll be Trevor Bauer by MLB. Yep, I agree. Mm-hmm. But there are people talking about it, so it's probably clickbait. Rick says 3 rings, 2 nipple rings, and a belly ring for Tim. Yeah, probably.
Don't have my nipples pierced. Probably never happened. They're too sensitive. And if I put a belly ring in, nobody ever sees it.
TMI. Thomas Casper says tax-free municipal bonds are public-private. Yeah. You can't do this job without public-private partnerships as a city council person. But yet your stance is I don't want to do any of them. Kirk Thorson says, Bucky's still recovering from off-season surgery. The last OC tried to ram him up the middle as if he was all-star. Yeah, never got that. Yeah, let's run him 35 times a game. No.
Telling you, Kenneth Gainwell's going to be a godsend. You don't even know yet.
Stutler says, read the WSJ article, Wall Street Journal article as well, JP. It was embarrassing for Tampa. Yeah, it was. I didn't think it was that embarrassing. I'd heard people say, but it was. It was. We need to, so listen, all of us, the next go round, this election cycle, let's do our part to take care of the problem. Take care of the problem. We has voted because the turnout is so light. If we actually just get off our ass and I'm not telling you who to vote for, go do your own research, but just do it.
Yeah.
Do it. And I need to as well. I'm talking to myself here. Kirk said, what's your take over the weekend when Babby told media there's no more concessions by the Rays? I think it's posturing. I love Ken, but I think it's public posturing to make sure that the expectations of the councils are that they've given a lot. We don't want to give a whole lot more money. I think again, sometimes it's not the amount, it's just how it's paid for over time. Is it bonded? Is it not bonded? Where it comes from? What pot of money does it come from? It's more palatable to politicians who can say X, Y, Z instead of these are minutia that politicians worry about. Oh, we said that, we had a conversation one time and said that the CIT money shouldn't be used for this. Did you put it in the law? No, but we had a conversation. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. It says public buildings and infrastructure, water, sewer, and other for public buildings. That's what it's being used for. Stop talking about it. County attorney already said you're fine. But you want to keep making a big deal about it like you're protecting the taxpayers? There's 1% of the taxpayers out there even know what the CIT was meant for. Come on. Let's be honest. Bucs off defensive line is noticeably bigger this year, Chris Cole. Hell yeah, that was the point. We got to get bigger and nastier. Simon says Charlie's old enough to know what Tampa was like without a sports team. Without the vision of Mayor Lane and Mayor Nucio of building old Tampa Stadium, we wouldn't be the city we are today. So true. So true. JP for city council. You know what? Give me some financial backing, boys and girls, and I'm doing it.
That means you're going to have to do some research on your opponents, JP.
Ooh. Well, please let me debate them. That's what I want to do.
You're great. Them. You're a wonderful master debater.
I'm a master debater.
Mark.
JS813 says Tim found someone who is Applebee's worthy. That's a big commitment.
Hey, we're getting there. We're getting there.
We got a super chat. Mr. King says, seems like the city council is full of Luddites who wish to turn Tampa into Europe, stagnant and expensive with capital flight. Oh, that's a lot of smart stuff there, Mr. King. I'm sorry, what's a Luddite?
Luddites?
Luddite? Can you look that up for me?
What's a Luddite? A person opposed to new technology or ways of working.
Oh, nailed it, Mr. King. Thank you. Absolutely nailed it.
Sorry we had to look it up.
Yeah, sorry we're too stupid. Yeah, damn right. That kind of feels like it, doesn't it? Yeah. Alejandro said, Wolstall looked at me and I made eye contact with him and he looked at me in a way that I didn't appreciate. You guys got to proofread this shit before you put it up here. I'm reading it cold. He rolled his eyes and basically looked at me like I was an idiot. Well,
may God have mercy on your soul.
Well, he clearly looks down his nose at a lot of different people. Kurt says, I teach high school. I can assure you that the content is taught. The kids are not listening. Phones and social media. Well, that may be true. Yeah. You're right, Kurt. I didn't think about that. Are you a history teacher? I think you may have said that. So you are teaching that, because I've been told it's not even being taught.
Yeah, I've been told it's not in their curriculum anymore, at least not to the extent that it was when I was a kid.
All right, let's take another break. Let's take our final break here. Come back. Big O's going to join us. And Timmy, I want to get your thoughts on the Indy 500. What a freaking finish that was, bro. What a freaking finish that was. Woo!
Greatest finish ever.
And I have some questions about Kyle Busch. I have some questions about that whole thing too. That's still bothering me. So we'll do that. We're brought to you by the great folks at Third Generation Plumbing. Hey, listen, it's summer is coming. Summer is here. So you got to make sure your unit is in tip-top shape. And they will come out and they will service your unit. Yes, they will. At thirdgenerationplumbing.com, they will service your unit twice. They'll do it 2 times for $169 for the year. Twice they'll come out. They'll clean out the drain line, which you should do right now, by the way, because you know what's going to happen. It's going to start working, then it's going to get clogged, then it's going to shut down. Your wife's going to call. It's going to be crazy. You don't want to need that. You don't need that. Get this done now. Third Generation Plumbing, just $169. They'll come out twice, clean your drain line, check everything out, and make sure it's good. thirdgenerationplumbing.com. They also do AC in partnership with American Standard Heating and Cooling. Great folks over there as well. They have the most durable units, the most efficient units, and that's what they sell at thirdgenerationplumbing.com. Your dynamic duo, American Standard Heating and Cooling, and thirdgenerationplumbing.com. Give them a call. Tell them JP sent you. Back in 3. Big O's coming in. JP here for Genesis of Tampa and the Murphy Auto Group. I think the best way to experience a business is to use that business. And I just did at Genesis of Tampa. Just bought a GV70, a 2023, and it feels and drives all new. It's an absolutely fantastic car. The technology, the comfort, and the price, absolutely outstanding. Frankly, I never thought I could get into a car like this, but they made me a deal I could not refuse. And I also get the VIP service where you can just drive right up, their pit stop service. They'll top off all the fluids, make sure your air in your tires is good, new wipers if you want them. If you need extended service, they will come to you, bring you a courtesy car, and then bring your car back. What more do you want? The experience was just VIP all the way. And you can get that at Genesis of Tampa. And don't forget, you can get extended warranty, which I did. So I have worry-free miles up to 100,000, and all they do is just take it in. Actually, I don't have to take it in. They come to me. It's perfect. It's Genesis of Tampa right there, 801 East Bears Avenue, right off of 275. Go see them and tell them JP sent you. As the Rays enjoy being back in their Tropicana Field home this season that was ravaged by Hurricane Milton, Italiano Insurance wants to remind us all how important it is to be properly insured. 40% of you are underinsured. That can mean financial disaster. Let the experienced and friendly agents at Italiano shop your policies for the best price and the right coverage. Italiano saved me over $1,000 on our auto insurance last year, over $500 on our homeowners insurance. They can do the same for you. That's a grand slam. Might as well get a double play by adding flood insurance and business insurance to your portfolio. Cost less than you think, and trust me, you do not want to risk your home or personal wealth. That's a whiff. So step up to the plate and call 813-877-7799 and chat with our all-star agents at Italiano Insurance, or call our Boca Grande office at 941-964-0400. It's Diamond Days at the Golden Diamond Source. Celebrate April's birthstone, which is diamonds, as they take center stage. Up to 20% off the diamond jewelry throughout the month of April. And don't forget, you could trade in your broken or old jewelry towards something new and beautiful. Gold prices are at a record high. Now is the best time. And by the way, they only sell natural diamonds at the Golden Diamond Source. It's real love. It should be real natural diamonds. Don't start your relationship with a fake diamond. Really, really bad idea. And for the Golden Diamond Source first-time buyers, they are going to teach you all about the 4 C's and all the different shapes and styles. They are able to show you a huge selection of inventory to choose from. And by the way, you can trust them. They've been in business for over 40 years. Don't buy something online. You have no idea what you're getting. 0% financing for up to 5 years. Make sure it's a Golden Diamond Source diamond. 3800 Ulmerton Road. Always online at goldendiamond.com. Hey guys, you already know that Riveters is the best sports bar in all of Tampa Bay, but now it gets even better for Rays baseball season. During all Rays games, check this out, $6 Tito's, $6 Jack, $6 margaritas, all during Rays games. Are you kidding me? And that's always a great pour from the great bartenders at Riveters. Great service, great food, everything is fresh, nothing is frozen. And let me tell you, if you want baseball and wings, you will not find any better than Riveters. Their sauces, like the blue cheese and the ranch, and everything is handmade, and the wings are big, and they're perfect. Wings, baseball, Rays, Riveters. It all comes together during baseball season. Once again, in addition to all the great food and service, you get $6 Tito's, $6 Jacks, $6 margaritas. It's time to celebrate. Baseball season is back, and celebrate at Riveters. You know where it is, right there on Dale Mabry, just north of 275, just south of the stadium. See you there at Riveters. Pitch Roofing believes giving back is part of doing business the right way. That's why they proudly offer exclusive discounts to those who gave the most to our communities, including veterans, first responders, seniors, and teachers. And for listeners of the JP Peterson Show, there's even more good news. Pitch Roofing is now offering a special discount just for fans of the show. With so many roofing companies coming and going in Florida, it's important to choose a contractor you can count on long after the job is done, especially when it comes to honoring your warranty. Pitch Roofing is built for the long haul with a reputation for quality, transparency, and standing behind their work. Whether it's a repair or a full replacement, their team delivers honest guidance, quality workmanship, and no high-pressure sales. Call 727-67-PITCH, 727-677-4824, or visit pitchroofing.com to schedule a free estimate.
Pitch roofing, roofing done right.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
Welcome back to the JP Peterson Show. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Brought to you by the great folks at Pitch Roofing. Pitch Roofing, they will give you a special discount just for listening to the JP Peterson Show. Here's how it works, folks. If you have a home, do you know how long your roof life has left? Well, that's what the Pitch Roofing is for. They'll come out free of charge, check it out for you, get up on that roof, and they'll say, hey, you got about 5-6 years left in this, or you got whatever. We did see some damage up there, so I think this is what you should do. Talk to you about insurance, how that works, all that. Get educated by the great folks at Pitch Roofing. And once they educate you, they feel that you'll go with them because they are bonded, they are insured, they stand behind their work. A lot of these places, these roofing companies come in and they do hurricane work and then they're gone. And they don't, there's nothing left for you to, no warranty to be honored. So make sure you go with someone who's vested and has been doing this for a while. That's pitchroofing.com. Great company over there. Tell them JP sent you, and they'll come out and give you that free estimate and give you the JP discount. You always want the JP discount, baby. Wherever you go, ask for that. All right, I want to bring in the great one, the big man, Orestes Destrada, joining us here. What's up, partner? How was your weekend?
My weekend was tranquil and tropical, man.
Beautiful.
Had a wedding in the family. Basically my niece.
Yeah.
My girl cousin. Yeah, really. Well, that's kind of true.
It's young love.
Yeah, it's
young love. It's beautiful.
My girl cousin that I grew up with, she's like my sister is her kid. So her kid and my kids are like nieces and nephews as opposed to actual, third cousins, whatever they are. So wonderful kid. Jen and Willie got married in Orlando. Had a nice get together.
That's what I appreciate wedding. About you Latinos.
We get together, we party.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not afraid.
We're family.
Very tight.
Very loyal.
Yeah. People came from all over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I love that. We need more of that.
They live in Titusville. God
we
bless
need
them.
more of that.
I think we do, And it was on Sunday and then yesterday.
Family.
Yeah.
Long time.
Yeah. Mom and dad weren't.
You have grandmothers and grandpas all helping out.
Yes.
Nieces and nephews, aunts and uncles.
Shout out.
Everybody's helping each other.
Shout out to their 92-year-old granddad, who's my uncle. Right.
Nice.
And my uncle Raphael, I got to say this real quick, has been dealing with Parkinson's for 15 years.
Really?
Late 70s.
Wow.
And he's worked it in many ways. Like
it's hard.
Tough. Been hospitalized a dozen times, And the main thing, now at his elderly stage is his blood pressure goes up and down.
Yeah.
Right? When it goes too far down, it's very dangerous.
Yeah.
So I even took a picture of it. I will not show it, but we rented a big, really big Airbnb, like this 8-room house, and we all kind of stayed there.
That's
for the
so
night.
cool.
Yeah,
That's
it was
cool.
cool.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Madness, because there's a lot of women.
Madness ensued?
Yeah. No,
Oh,
madness, because there's a lot of
Latino
girl
woman.
cousins, girl kids. Yeah. So sorry, but it was madness of them
Muy
getting
loco.
ready
Muy loco.
and the hair, and we hired they did. I didn't. They hired a person that actually, did their hair, came to the house and did their hair, did their makeup.
Nice.
Craziness. This guy was laying on the couch out, and I'm like, I'm taking him to the hospital. They're like, no, they live in Miami, right? So I'm not with him on a day-to-day. He goes, he's going to be fine. I go, and they brought a nurse with him. His nurse came with him. And I go, and he's staying with them. He's not going to this wedding. No, Big O, he's going to the wedding. He wants the wedding.
Yeah.
And he's laying there with his eyes closed, not moving. I'm like worried, right?
Yeah.
Dude, greatest comeback.
Did he rally?
Greatest comeback ever. The dude, not only did he rally, but when he finally was said, like, hey, we got to go the way, he worked himself up. He got up. I lifted him into his wheelchair, literally, because he's like 100 pounds now. And I lifted him, put him on his wheelchair.
It said, let's go.
We go.
Let's party.
So at the reception, they had these glow sticks.
Right.
And the dudes with glow sticks dancing in his thing. I went to him and I go, we go on Coco. I go, Coco, you are the strongest man I know in this good God.
That's an awesome story.
Yeah.
That is an awesome
the guy
story.
made it to his beloved granddaughter's wedding.
That's awesome. That's what it's all about.
That's amazing.
That's
I
all
remember
about.
texting my buddy down in Miami.
Not only did he make it, he was glow
he was
sticking.
glow sticking, dude. And he's
Kind of
dancing.
jealous.
That's fantastic.
It was.
That's fantastic.
That was the wedding. I mean, the fact
That's
that Coco,
fantastic.
Rafael Pineda, one of the biggest Yankee fans you'll ever know, because he came from Cuba. My family, my parents, we migrated to Miami, obviously, and they went straight to New York. He was a longtime New Yorker until about 20 years ago and retired in Miami. But
Does he still tell stories?
Oh,
Great
when
stories.
he can, when he has his good days.
Yeah, that's the
when
way
he
it
has
is.
his good days. But God bless him. But anyway, family is all that it's about.
That is awesome.
And baseball. So
all right, so let's talk a little Rays.
Big news.
Which where you want to start?
Let's start with the controversial one.
The Wander.
Yeah. I mean, this is your show and you hit on serious topics. I'm sure you touched on it already a little bit.
Yeah, and I just can't see any way he makes it back to the major leagues.
Here's the crazy thing. I've been following since last night, since yesterday, a bunch of like different reports. Most of them are straight up, what happened, the points, that he didn't get put in jail and didn't get jail time, and he kind of technically got exonerated from certain aspects of it, though he did was found guilty of having sex with a minor. But like there was an extortion situation with I'm sorry, but you only get extorted if you've done something that they can extort from you.
Well, that's what the question is. Did they?
She didn't put a gun to his head.
Right,
and said,
exactly.
Have sex with my 14-year-old,
right? But
then give me money.
Yeah, I don't know how these things typically happen, but I would, was she out there pimping the girl out?
Possibly, but that's what she's going to jail for, basically.
But
the bottom line is that I'm
not making any excuses for his behavior. That's not what I'm doing.
The behavior had to have happened. Then you get in trouble because now you're a famous person. She's going to extort you. She's going to blackmail you, and possibly continue that way. The bottom line is that he did something not only stupid but just unfathomable.
Yeah,
in
reprehensible
as a young adult. It's reprehensible, and unnecessary.
Illegal
as a young adult. Oh, by the way, illegal.
Yeah,
in pretty much anywhere in the world, at least in the court of the public.
Not Louisiana.
Excuse me.
Not Louisiana.
What's Louisiana's law go to?
I mean, we can get married to whoever we want down there. I mean, it doesn't even matter if it's a cousin.
You got to purr the mouth.
Yeah.
Hey, boy, you got to purr the mouth. You know, ding.
That's Arkansas.
That's more Arkansas. That's more West Virginia.
Ooh,
we're taking it off the rails. The bottom line is that the next question is that's a partial win for him, right?
Yeah. So he's free now.
He's free. Where does this go? And in the one report that I saw, which was a Dominican reporter in Spanish, was very positive towards this outcome because they feel that after a bit of time, he can go to the MLBPA and petition for their help to get reinstated.
Right.
Well, how much time are we talking, Big O? I mean, he's 25.
I mean, this year's shot, you know. It's obviously not this year, but this year would be the start of that. His people are going, there's $162 million on the table.
Yeah, and Michael LaRue brings up something I want you to address as well. He reminded us LA did have to pay the rest of Trevor Bauer's contract because he was not guilty.
Exactly.
He only had 1 year left. Wander would need to appeal and be found not guilty to even be considered to receive his money or play. Is that true?
Yeah.
I think that's true.
Yeah, I believe he's breached his contract.
Right.
It's a breach.
So
they play under
this
different
ruling
rules.
this ruling doesn't exonerate him from guilt. Yeah.
It doesn't exonerate him from guilt from doing
Bauer
something.
was not guilty.
Yeah,
Found not guilty.
In the template of a player's contract, there is a like orderly contact. Conduct.
Yeah.
So he blew by that.
Yeah. If you get it says in the contract, in the CBA contracts, that if you're convicted of a sexual felony like this type of, you cannot. No, you're going to be permanently
it's been the
suspended.
last 2 or 3,
and your contract is null and void.
Yeah, it's been the last 2 or 3 CBAs dating back to probably.
So there's no way
CBAs
he's not going to win this.
That domestic violence and sexual misconduct like that with a minor are front and center, man.
Yeah,
so
you can't do that.
So,
and he can't get a visa to get back here. So
that's the
I was talking
problem.
about with the current administration and hopefully following administrations. There's no appetite to let convicted sexual offenders into the country, especially to play a prominent role. Like that's not something we're looking forward to in our immigration. Right.
There's going to be a fight here. I mean, the fact that he did get quote unquote, not convicted for a crime per se. There's going to be a fight here, and if I'm his representative, they're going to go to the PA and they're going to go, "Hey, we were."
How does it make the PA look?
That's the thing that I've been,
especially when the CBA is going to be our very public
the next
thing.
level I was going to.
You want the owners to say, "Well, look at this union. They're going to bat for sexual predators to have them back in the league."
Dude,
you can't be doing that.
You just asked me. So when would that be? It wouldn't be this year. He's not going to jump and jump into AA or AAA and try to get called up and get, no, it's going into next year. What's happening in November 1st?
Yeah.
The CBA is front and center.
Yeah.
This would be a throwaway.
Yeah.
If the PA goes like, hey, what about Wander Franco? We want to, talk about, listen.
Not right now.
Not right now.
Not right now.
You know what? It's apples and oranges as far as the things that you'd be arguing, but it would be reminiscent of Stuart Sternberg wanting Montreal and that half and half in the middle of the CBA negotiations.
Yeah.
And when they took that break in December and they came back in January, what happened?
They said, well, that ain't happening.
Yeah. Tony Clark probably just went, okay, we have a list of 100 things here.
Yeah.
Let's get rid of the easy ones.
Yeah.
That deal with the Montreal, can you please tell that owner?
We're not doing that.
We're not agreeing to that. The very next day, the executive board made up of certain owners voted like that.
Yeah.
Okay, the Montreal thing is over.
Yeah.
And then Stewart
because the CBA said, okay, if you want this, what are you giving us? And they all went, where are we getting out of it? All right,
that one's out.
Yeah, we're moving on.
And they forced him to make a comment. It was a really passionate thing by him.
Yeah.
And he was very upset that it got taken off the table, which was never going to be approved. So it was like a check off. this would be a checkoff. It's like, is Wander Franco going to be allowed to? We would like Wander Franco to be allowed. Are you kidding me?
What are you giving up for that?
What are you giving up for that? They're like, nothing.
Okay, moving on.
A bag of curveballs.
Right. Yeah, we're not doing that.
Come on, thoughts?
I don't think. I think he's.
Yeah, I just
checked out.
No, listen, I mean, we got
to have lunch.
What we got to keep. I just ordered it. Hey, what we got to keep in mind here is that don't forget this was the retrial.
Right.
He was convicted last year and given the suspended sentence, but it was overturned on appeal.
Right.
So he already has the guilty verdict once. So this, we're talking about how does this relate to like MLB and the Trevor and the Bauer thing. I mean, he was found guilty.
Yeah.
There is a guilty verdict. He was found criminally responsible for the abuse of a 14-year-old girl.
Yeah.
But then
that ain't gonna fly.
But then the judge pardoned him because of the material victim part of the whole thing, which is number one, that's questionable. Wonder if there was some money passed under the table there.
100%, I would think. This is my allegation.
So
the mom has no money, gets 10 years, and Wander gets.
This is my opinion, but I think that something happened there.
Yeah, something had to have happened there. And then keep in mind, we're talking about will he be eligible to come back? Number one, MLB's investigation is still ongoing, and that will continue to go on. He's still on the restricted list. Even if he, in the rare opportunity that in 2 or 3 years, by the way, he'll be 28 in 3 years. So if it takes that long, who's going to want him? Number two, if he does come back, he is still subject. You trying to put me on camera? What are you trying to do?
I am, yeah. I was trying.
He's still subject to punishment from MLB if he ever tries to come back. So he could be suspended for a year.
Correct. Right.
Like
he's on the restricted list. This isn't the punishment list. This isn't
right.
Like,
he's just on the restricted list because
you got a year off because you committed this heinous thing. No, there's a myriad of things going on here.
Bottom line, he ain't coming back to the Rays, and they're not going to have to pay him.
And I think MLB has to tread very carefully in order to a sharp, Johnny Cochran-esque lawyer doesn't come in and if it don't fit, you must quit type thing. And you get MLB in a pinch. Okay. Not to mention, let's go fast forward. This in the day of social media that we're dealing with, what team would take a chance on that?
Nobody.
It would be.
You think he could play in another league?
Yes, because then you're kind of covered to some degree, even though social media and everybody will know basically the story. But the general fan in South Korea and in Japan, don't follow this on the day-to-day. There'll be little pickets and there'll be certain things, but it's not the norm for them. So that's his best chance. His best chance is to go play in Japan or go play in the MPB or the KBO, where he could do well, still make millions of dollars. He's a hell of a player. Yeah. Let's not forget that. I would think at 25 that he is right now.
3 years off, 2 years off.
Bro, he was at an elite level.
I know. But
he was at a
lot of time off.
Yeah, well, Garrett Cole just went 3 years without pitching.
He sucked.
And how did he throw?
He's pretty good.
Yeah. And he's 30-something years old.
Mm-hmm.
No, this kid he's got.
Hey, give me a couple minutes. We had a big O show coming up. We're going to talk lots of Rays. We're going to go through the whole weekend, all last week. So we'll do that. But give me like 2 minutes on what you saw this weekend.
Yeah, listen.
2 walk-offs.
2 walk-offs, painful.
Sloppy baseball,
especially yesterday, 4 errors. Here's what happens, okay? And we talk about sustainability a lot and how you sustain. And what was the big thing I said last week about sustainability? Health. So what has happened? A few key arms have gone down. You've had to call up, some relievers to go in there and fit, and slide in. But the bottom line is that the everyday players, nothing against Victor Mesa Jr., nothing against Oliver Dunn, that type of situation. But it's not having Jake Fraley out there. There's a reason Jake Fraley and Williamson made the big league team and look like big league players right now.
Right.
And why Victor Mesa Jr. is in AAA. Not to say that he couldn't be a major leaguer, maybe in some other teams, but on this roster, it's not at the same level. So he makes an egregious error yesterday, trying to throw a guy out of third aggressively. I know it was aggressive. I like the kid, but you just don't do that.
Gotta be smarter.
You got to be smarter. Pitcher errors that we made, throwing errors. Obviously,
Shane McClanahan trying to use his glove as a cesta.
It was a cesta.
It's not highlight, baby.
I watched it 4 times, and he was trying to be Joey from back in the day. Remember Joey?
Oh my God!
Because he was right.
We used to yell out
probably because
Rabote.
Yeah, because you grew up in Hallandale, Hollywood area. That's the
Dania Highlight, bro.
Dania Highlight was
Hell
the shit.
Spent half my life at Dania Highlight as an underage better.
If you have never seen a highlight game live, you would go like, "What the hell is this sport?" And how did they do it?
We bet on Fat Waristi, who was an absolute genius at highlight, but he's a big fat guy. And by the end of the night, he'd be into the keg. He'd get drunk. So you never bet him in like games 12, 13, 14.
Later.
Get him early. Just crushing dudes, man. That big fat ass.
You remember a guy named Kent?
Kent. Yeah, I think I remember Kent. Yeah.
Kent Getsy.
Yeah.
Kent went to high school with me. He was a baseball player. Yeah. He was okay in baseball, but my God, could he play? He had like a 15-year career in highlight.
They climbed the wall. And
dude.
Oh, it was fantastic.
The athleticism. So he tried
not
to do
more
that.
Easty.
Not.
He was the Babe Ruth of highlight. He would just slam it at like 200 miles an hour. Nobody could get it.
Wow.
Once he got that thing, it'd be like, oh, here it comes. What up? And it would just fly right past the dude. He had no chance. No chance. Yeah.
But that
anyway,
it's not the Shane McClanahan sport.
No, he does not.
He killed that one.
The Cesta very well.
Yeah. And then the throw by Chandler Simpson.
Which one?
Well, the one that hit the runner. That was a tough one because
had to go. That ball had to go to second base.
Needed to go to second base. Oh. That was the thing. Both outfielders end up making egregious mistakes when are not getting the key runner that could beat you in the game. So those are mental mistakes. Again, the biggest thing, and we'll talk about it. I joke around, but it really is like a soap opera. These are the Rays of our lives, and they go in ebbs and flows. You just finished winning 5 straight. You beat the Yankees on Friday. The rain out, believe it or not, I think was a positive for the Yankees. It stopped the momentum for the Rays.
Yep.
Their offense goes quiet for a day and a half. Literally
15 innings.
Yeah. So, and then all of a sudden, you have you can, because it's just so many games, guys. You don't understand. It's so many games. You can't keep that type of intensity, luck, and skill all the time. Now, what does that mean? You huddle back and you go back to basics, up the middle. Let's play smart defense. They're capable of doing that. Let's get Fraley back, hopefully soon. Let's get Williamson back, hopefully. So you're having some injuries on the offense. Mostly always has been on the pitching side. All of a sudden, you got 3 guys that I consider to be fairly key in LaDuca, Williamson, and Fraley that are
all injured. Yeah.
You got to fight that storm.
We're going to get to all that coming up on the Big O Show around 12:30. Hey, Timmy, before we get out of here, you already started me. I got to get your IndyCar take on the 500.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
What do you want to know?
What a finish. Just take me through the last couple of laps. There was a lot going on.
So how many times have we seen in the last couple of years, JP, when you have that last lap pass, right? Especially coming off of a caution on a restart. The guy that's in the lead very rarely is the guy that wins the race, on that last 1 or 2 lap shootout after a caution. The issue is that that pass usually happens like on the first turn of the restart, right? He gets some momentum coming up. That is not what we saw. Like, this was the most insane. You know how many times we had the race in 82? Gordon Johncock won at the time, the closest finish in Indy history. 91, then Little Al, the closest finish in Indy history. The same thing. It was that first turn pass, and you have the guy that's in second coming off of turn 4 that never has enough. It happened in 82. It happened in 91. They just don't have enough to make a run down the home straight.
Right.
And it happened yesterday for the first time ever. And you think about 0.0233. So 2/1000ths of a second.
Yeah.
It's just
so
freaking.
David Malukas, 24-year-old American, was in position to win, and he's going that last lap. He's blocking, he's snaking, he's blocking. He comes around the final turn, and actually turn 3. I think Rosenquist made up a bunch going into that turn. In the last turn, they come out of it to the kind of rush for the finish, and he tried to. It looked like Malukas thought he was going to go low, and he went low, and
you
it
make
was a
the
fake.
move.
Rosenquist went high, and he got by him. Now, and to Malukas' credit, he didn't put him into the wall. Once he came out on the high side, he could have just taken him up into the wall and probably would have won the race, to be quite honest.
Well, keep in mind there are blocking rules in IndyCar. So you are allowed to make, as the driver in front, if you see a guy go around you, you are allowed to make one move.
Right.
If now when he faked inside and went outside, if Malukas now turns to the outside, that's considered a block, and he'd have been penalized. He'd have lost the race.
All right. Okay.
So you can't react. You can make a
guys
move.
Do that anyway.
As the driver in front, you can react. But once you make that move, you set your line, and if the guy gets around you on the other side, you're just kind of screwed. You're not allowed to react. Here's what gets lost in all of this, though, is that I've been watching the Indy 500 for JP since I was in elementary school. I have never, ever, ever in my life, and this goes, so that's like the 90s, right? So I have never in my life
60s
seen two cars side by side at Indianapolis for a full lap. Like you had Felix Rosenquist and his teammate, by the way, Nolan Siegel.
Yeah.
Go around the track side by side for an entire lap. That is, I've never seen that before.
Usually one gets in behind the other and drafts.
Right. Here's the issue, though, and this is a controversy that it's not being talked about enough. Nolan Siegel, the guy that had to acquiesce his position to his teammate, it wasn't Nolan. Anyway, it wasn't Nolan Siegel. He races for McLaren. Anyway, the driver that had to acquiesce his position apparently was given team orders coming around turn 3, because the team knows that you're not going to catch Malukas by racing side by side. Somebody's got to go.
Oh, I got you. Right.
So they said, look, you're either going to crash with Rosenquist or you're going to lift.
Yeah.
So they said, and dude, it was immediately after that. He was pissed. The driver was pissed. I've never heard of anything like that. I can't believe this happened to me. I had the better line, blah, blah, blah. Like totally calling his team out.
Wow.
To let Rosenquist pass him. I mean, it turns out to be the right choice because
Rosenquist for the team. Yeah.
But you hear about that in F1 all the time. Team order.
Right. Yeah.
Because you got one guy who's in the, going for a championship at the end of the season. You don't hear about that a lot in IndyCar. And that is a huge, huge ordeal here now.
So in NASCAR, they do race side by side for a few laps.
Oh, a lot. Yeah, I mean, not at Indy. They're not going to do that.
But not at Indy either. So that's an anomaly. Interesting.
Yeah, and don't forget, these guys are doing, when they cross the line, less than a car length win. Don't forget, they're doing about 230 miles an hour when they cross that line.
Dude, one little miss.
Oh, it's just,
flies them into the air.
Crazy
so, yes,
stuff.
it was the greatest and closest finish I have ever seen. I can't remember the last time, JP, that I jumped up and screamed at the top of my lungs at the finish of an Indy 500. Because, I hate Joseph Newgarden, and he won the last couple. He had Palou win last year, which I was fine with.
Oh, man.
Yeah. And they're all last lap passes, right? They've all been last lap passes the last 4 years.
That's been fantastic.
What a great finish. We would have given to have been right there with him to watch him jump up and scream like a little girl.
I had to be careful not to blow my knee out again.
When he got it, when he landed up the 1 inch vertical.
The 1 inch vertical.
Just
hey, I might have gotten
screaming like he was screaming like a little girl.
And he was like, ah.
Actually, I don't think I left the ground.
I did not let the ground.
Took him. First of all, he did a Wemby. He didn't jump right up.
He did a Wemby.
It was more like
I had to work my way up.
He did a Wemby. He just dunked without leaving the ground.
All right. Great stuff. Thank you, Timmy. Thank you, Big O. We got a Big O show coming up here in about 25 minutes. We'll be talking all Rays baseball and MLB. Your boy shit part of a no-no yesterday.
No, finally.
How about that?
Against my Rangers.
To talk about. Thank you guys for commenting, watching, listening. Our numbers have been through the roof the last couple of months, last few weeks for sure. Really appreciate you guys. Make sure you say hi to our sponsors. Drop them a note on their social media. Tell them thanks for supporting the JP Peterson Show. If you'd like to advertise, now's a good time. JP at jppetersonshow.com before prices go up. And prices are going up. Thank you, guys. We will see you tomorrow. Or see you in a few minutes with the Big O Show.